Right, so this is round two, the second take. I just did this whole damn thing and it didn't record properly. So let's go ahead and pull up the fucking PowerPoint. There we go. All right, so today we're coming at you with fundamental analysis again. I'm your host, Superhero, Super Jamal, whatever you want to call me. And hopefully this is recording properly this time. So we're going into talking about fundamental analysis. What is fundamental analysis? And so up here on the screen, I have different definitions from three different sources about what they think fundamental analysis is or what they define it to be. So we got the first one from Benzinga, talking about it's being a process of evaluation to make forecasts about future prices. You got the Wikipedia definition talking about financial statements and using those to compare with the health of the stock and the competition and the market in general, and using all of that data to make a fundamental assessment. And then later down here, they're talking about basically a more scientific definition of fundamental analysis. Let's read into this one. It says, fundamental analysis is a method of evaluating the intrinsic value of an asset and analyzing the factors that could influence its price in the future. Very sciencey. This form of analysis is based on external events and influences, as well as financial statements and industry trends. So all of that stuff is basically saying you're using all of the math and the income statements, financial statements to basically try to predict if this is a good company to invest in. Going down. So the next thing we want to do, there's two types of analysis. You got fundamental analysis and then you got your technical analysis. So fundamental analysis is more of an analysis focused on the math of the actual company. So people with a fundamental analysis cap on or in a fundamental analysis mind state, some questions that they may ask is in reference to qualifying a company. Some questions that they may ask is, how is this company making money? Is this a good investment for me? How will this company remain profitable? Is that a good investment for me? Does this company owe money to anybody? How much debt do they have? When are they getting money coming in? How many counts are owable? Is the revenue increasing year over year? Is the revenue increasing month over month? So questions like that is what the fundamental analysis is asking, trying to qualify a stock. So then on the other hand, you have your technical analysis, which focuses more on the math and the price action of the actual, it focuses on the math of the actual price action of the company. So for example, when you're in a technical mind state and you got your technical analysis cap on, that's when you're talking about, where's the price action going as far as the chart. What are your indicators showing you? What is the strat telling you? What is the moving average saying? What is the EMA saying? What is the TTM squeeze telling you? What is the MACD showing you? The RSI? Is there a candlestick pattern here? What is the trend? So all of those questions are technical analysis questions. So getting more into the lines of fundamental analysis, this is where you find it at. All of these statements here, you got your income statement, you got your cash flow statement, you got your balance sheets and all of this cool numbers and measurements and stuff to analyze. These are specific numbers on Domino's Pizza. And so I took these numbers and screenshotted them today. And so let's just go quickly through some of the stuff that they actually have listed here. They got cost of revenue for Domino's. They got their gross profit. They got their pre-tax income. They got their basic earnings per share. They got their total expenses over here in the income statements. And that was just some of the stuff. cash flow. They got their operating cash flow. They got their end cash positions. They got the issuance of debt, repayment of debt, just some of the stuff in the cash flow that they're giving you numbers on. And then finally over here you got your balance sheets, and they're listing the total assets in there, total liabilities, tangible book value, Domino's working capital, their total debt and net debt, and lots of more information for you to analyze. All of these numbers and cool stuff right there smacking you in the face. And so what do you do with all of that? It's lots of cool cool information to take in. What I personally do with all of that information is I outsource it. So basically I use another platform or any other platform to do fundamental analysis on stocks that I may be interested in. And so here I have listed some of those platforms. We have simplywall.street, street being ST. That's a stock that I refer to every Wednesday when it comes to looking at the sectors. You also have seekingalpha.com. They do fundamental and technical analysis on stocks. You have Zacks.com. They do fundamental and technical analysis on stocks. You also have Motley Fool at Fool.com. And then you have my platform of choice, Investors Business Daily. They do fundamental and technical analysis on stocks also. So I'm going to go in on Investors Business Daily because, like I said, that's my platform of choice, and I've been using them for the past decade, and they haven't steered me wrong for my fundamental analysis. So what they do basically is they take all those cool numbers that we saw earlier, and they do their own fundamental analysis on it based on their system. If you want to learn more about what that entails, you can read up on their founder, William O'Neill. He has several books and literature and the actual investors.com website that goes in on the specifics that they look for when qualifying a stock. But it can easily be summarized in the CANSLIM system, CANSLIM, where each letter stands for a factor that comes into weighing the analysis of the stock being qualified. So Investors Business Daily takes all that wonderful math and they do their own fundamental analysis on it, and then they spit it back out in results that you can easily or more easily read and understand. So here's an example here. This is the same stock, Domino's, but this information is dated. So these screenshots are from October of last year. And what we see here is screenshots from my phone of the Investors Business Daily website or app. And it's showing you their fundamental analysis on the ticker Domino's Pizza. And so this information is presented using colors and a grading scale. And so it's two grading scales. There's the A through E grading scale, and then there's the 100% to 0% grading scale. And we should all be familiar with that and how that works from, our countless years in school. So just going in on this information here, Investors Business Daily is presenting you a total score that Domino's has. That's their composite rating. So that's basically all of the factors, including technical and fundamental analysis, wrapped into one score of a 61. Further on, they have a EPS rating score, earnings per share rating of an 87, which from the color is neutral. They have a relative strength rating. This is a technical, more on the technical side of the game. That's rated a 64. You have a sales, profit margins, and return on interest, or ROE. I'm not sure what that acronym is, but this is more fundamental data. They don't have anything for that. But just going over here to the right again, this is more of the fundamental stuff broken down. where they're telling you about how Domino's compares to the market, basically telling you that the market in general is in an uptrend, that the industry that Domino's is in is ranked 76 out of 197, and that their group RSI in total is a B, which is green for good, the industry group rank being neutral. They're telling you about the earnings. They're giving you a grade for the earnings, giving you more grades as far as their earnings and how much revenue they're putting in. Specifically, they say that the last 3 quarters average earnings per share growth is 10.7%, which is a failing score. Underneath that, they tell you the number of quarters that earnings per share has been accelerating, which is 2, and that's a passing score. Over here, they give you the annual earnings and the sales margin. The score here that is missing, they actually give you the numbers here. So sales percentage change last quarter is 3%. All of these are failing scores, failing numbers. Same thing with their earnings. The only thing that's good is the consecutive years of annual EPS growth, which is 4. But the growth rate is bad. So there you have that. So this just is another way that all of this funky information here is presented in a way we can easily digest. So knowing all of this information on fundamental analysis and the cheat codes and whatnot, how can you use this to your advantage, or how can one use this to their advantage? And you can do that, surprisingly, by using some of the same things that we've already learned, and that's as far as the ETFs and sector rotations. So here on the screen on the far left, I have Investors Business Daily's top 40 groups, and so they basically have the top 40 industry groups and which ones are getting the most attention. In the middle, we have results from today, and these are the percentage change of each sector ETF today. So as we can see, materials, technology, and energy was booming today. And then here on the far right, you have the representation of this same data in the middle, just represented graphically by showing you the actual percentage of the ETF. So here up top in the yellow, that ETF is energy, XLE. And then this one here in blue is consumer discretionaries, XLY. And then this one here in purple is what is that? Consumer staples, XLP. And so it's just a visual representation of what the ETFs that represent the sectors of the different industries are doing. So knowing that, again, regurgitating, materials is up, technology is up, energy is up right now. So what can I do with that information, knowing that? Well, if I switch screens here and bring you over to what I see, this is a stock screener from Investors Business Daily. And what it's basically doing is, first and foremost, is going to give me all of the stocks and ETFs in this database. So let's go ahead and do that first. And then while that's working, we can go to Tradietics, and this is basically the information that I screenshotted right here. This is all from today. Okay, now this is working. So here we have a list of all of the stocks that Investors Business Daily follows. And so here I've created my own personal filter. And what it's doing is basically looking for the best of the best as far as when it comes to the ratings of the stock. So it's looking for the best composite rating between 60 and 99, the best earnings per share rating between 75 and 99, the best relative strength from 75 to 99, the best industry group rating. It has to be at least a B or higher, and so on and so on and so on. And so I turn that on, and so now it's giving me even more filtered information. So basically it goes from listing 9,000 to 30. And then what I want to do is group this by their industry group rankings. And I can do that by double clicking over here. And then up here at the top we have this SQM. If I'm looking back at the PowerPoint, it says that the industry group rating is chemicals is 1, oil, gas, royalty, trust is 2. And so what I came back to do that for is because I don't know what these numbers correspond to on this screen over here. So I don't know what the industry group rating is. Just blindly looking at this. But I mean, if I click on it, it will tell me what it is. But I still need to know outside of this what those numbers correspond to. So yada yada yada, we've just found a chemical company, SQM, which has a 99 player average or a 99 composite score, and it's in one of the sectors or these top sector where the money is being thrown into, which is materials. So we've basically found a potential stock to play in a sector that's booming right now. And we already know that it's fundamentally sound. So the fundamental analysis is off the tape. We don't have to do any thinking about, you know, what this company does or how they make money. It's already there in the numbers. It's a 99. So however they make money, they're doing it very, very well. So really at this point, all you have to do is focus on the technical analysis side, and if the company is presenting an opportunity in that aspect. So basically we use fundamental analysis to find a fundamentally good stock to invest in, and that's really what it's all about, is using fundamental analysis to find fundamentally sound stocks, because fundamentally sound stocks which exhibit good fundamentals are the ones that are worth investing in, and the ones that big money and the market manipulators and the institutional investors are investing in. And that is that. I basically just did the demo there. I kind of went out of order. But are there any questions, comments, or concerns? If not, I do thank you for your time and consideration. These videos will be available in due time. And again, I do thank you for being here. You have a nice evening, and I will do the same.